Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a birthday card. This card is for my good friend Meli, and it features a happy gnome family, and this is an inside joke between she and I hope she can appreciate it. The techniques I'm going to show you is going to be a little bit of die cutting, a little bit of embossing, and some very minor watercoloring. I hope you'll try this card yourself because it's an easy layout to recreate and it comes together really quick. Let me move this out of the way and show you how to create this card. First, the papers. Okay, the inks I'm going to be using today, let me bring this all in, is Memento Rose Bud, Versafine Onyx Black. I'm going to be using the Versamark watermark stamp pad, and I'm going to be using two distress inks, Tumbled Glass and Scattered Straw. I'm going to be showing you how to use the Stampin' Up jig, which is a two-piece. I have already stamped the little stamps that I'm going to need onto the Stampin' Up jig, but you can't really see them, so I think I'll stamp them again and show you how. And the stamp sets I'm going to be using, I have a few gnomes and a wheelbarrow and a water can and a baby gnome. This is from the Gnome Sweet Gnome stamp set. I also have the companion stamp set that goes with it, Nomenclature. These have some really cute gnomish sayings in it. I have the Card Crafting Happy by TPC. I have several die sets today. I have Bunch of Banners Framelits by Stampin' Up. I have the Ovals Scallop by Sizzix. I have the Layering Ovals Framelits, also by Stampin' Up, and I have the largest in that. I'm using a new embossing folder. I just got it. This is from KaiserCraft. It's called Waffle. I'm going to be doing some watercoloring, so I'm using my Color watercolor pencils, and I have already pulled out a couple of colors that I need, and I have them set in a cup with some paper towel. Because I'm going to be doing a little bit of ink blending, I have two ink blending tools, and I'll be using some rhinestones, and I'm going to be using Zing opaque white embossing powder, and I keep it in this little tin here. Okay, that's everything I'm going to need, so let me move this stuff out of the way and we'll start right in to creating this card. The first thing I'm going to do is prepare the Stampin' Up jig. So this is the film that comes with the handle. It is shiny on one side and matte on the other, and you want to have it shiny side up. I brought in my Tuxedo Black Memento because I don't want to put the Versafine on this film. It wipes off, but I don't want to risk it. So what you do is you take the stamps and you put the film flush to the handle, and you just make sure it doesn't move, and put the stamp right in the corner and stamp straight down and straight up. This leaves the imprint of the stamp, and you're going to use that to line up the next. So I'm going to go quickly and do all of them that I need. Okay, I'm not going to clean the stamps because I'm going to use them right again. And I also need one more for the watering can, but I'm just showing you how to do it. So now I'm bringing in the, set this aside momentarily, I'm bringing in the watercolor panel, and I want you to take a pencil and make a very thin outline. Where's my pencil gotten to? Make a very thin outline of where the framelit will cut so that I know where to stamp. I don't need it all the way around, just in a little bit of spot so I can see it. Okay. Now I'm going to start using my Stampin' Up jig and put the little guys where I need them to be. So first, let's straighten that out a little bit. And how about there? So now that I have them where I want them to be, I'm holding the paper and the film firmly, even though it doesn't look like I'm holding it very tight. And I'm bringing the handle back. And now I'm pushing really, really hard so that the paper doesn't move. Bringing my, it'd been easy if I'd done this at first, I guess. Oh, let's make sure I got that. All right, move all over the place because people are watching. That's right, film. Okay, it's lining back up again. All right, now stamp. Straight down and straight up. Okay, there's that guy. And now I need the wheelbarrow. So I'm going to line it up so the wheelbarrow handle is relatively close to his hand. But it looks like I've gone a little bit far over and the wheelbarrow is just outside of the frame. So I am going to have to adjust my cutting a little bit. But I think I have enough leeway. So this is where I want my wheelbarrow. So bring in my handle again, hold it, and wheelbarrow, straight down and straight up. And it looks like it's sitting right on his hand. Now I'm going to need to make a mask of the wheelbarrow because I want to put the little baby inside. So I want to be sure that his feet are hidden inside the wheelbarrow. So I'm going to quickly stamp on a post-it the wheelbarrow and then get a pair of scissors and cut it out. I'm going to use my Tim Holtz scissors for this because they're very sharp. So you just trim around it. And I'm going to pull it closer so I can see. Okay. There we go. Now just put this right in place. There. Now bring in the tool again. Line up where I want the little baby to go, and I think I want to be sure that all of his bib is showing and that he's rather centered. And I think that's a good place. But also make sure that his little head doesn't go out higher than the oval. Did the same thing twice. Okay. Now I need a sharp knife to lift the mask up. And there we go. I can make another one, so I'm going to save this. Okay, now that's how you do a mask, and that's how you use a Stampin' Up jig. Put this away so we don't end up at the ER. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to have to move this, so let me get my pencil eraser. And where are you? I just got a new drawer unit, and it's sitting right here beside me. I got an Onyx from IKEA, and I'm still trying to get a handle on where everything is, because it used to be in little cups right along here. If you may have seen me reaching over and over for the items just out of my reach. Ha! But I still need to get a desk organizer so that the little items that are loose like this don't go flying all over the place. So when I open the drawer, they go shooting to the back, and then I have to dig for it. So it's a work in progress. But it is really a helpful thing to have everything I need right here handy. Okay, so this little pencil mark's gone. Now I'm going to take the oval and move it over so that I get all of the frog and all of the wheel. But before I do that, big shot, I'm going to move this aside and do the embossing on the sentiment. Now I'm going to utilize the mat to get the large black scallop in addition to these two pieces. And the way I'm going to do that is to take the die cuts and center them on the panel. I'm going to just illustrate it real quick. Center it onto the panel so that it'll be hidden behind the pink mat. So you can save a little bit of paper this way when you have a matching mat. So the first thing I want to do, set this aside for a moment, is to prepare this so that I don't have the embossing powder sticking all over the place. So I'm going to get the sentiment in the center. So I'm going to go all over like that. And this is a little bit more than I needed. And I have my Misty tool set up with my stamp that I'm going to use already in place. I could put this on a clear block, but because this is such a narrow sentiment, I have a very high probability of wobbling it when I go to push it down, and then it'll be not right. It won't stamp right. So I'm going to use my Misty tool, but you do not need your Misty tool for this. So I'm going to ink this up with the Versamark and get my white embossing powder open and ready to go. And because this is a very thin font, you don't want to press it too hard or the letters will distort. But I think the middle part didn't quite get there. Okay, let's see how it turns out. So I'm just going to dip this right into the white and knock off the extra. Okay, that was good. Alright, now these little extra bits, I'm going to just knock this to the side because I don't want that to get on my panel. So I'm just going to take a clean brush and just brush that right off. Okay, nice and clean now. I got it all. Move this aside. And I'm going to bring in my heat tool and heat this up real quick. Alright, that just needs a moment. Okay. Now, I'm going to line this up right around the sentiment, making sure it's centered, and put this back in place, and also this one. So I'm going to go off camera here and run this all through my Big Shot. Be right back. Okay, now this is how I fit it in. So I brought it here so you can see that both can go together. Okay, so here's this. Ready? And here's this. Okay, so now I have this piece, I have this piece, and this is in two pieces. So I get the inside part, and I also get the frame, which I'm going to use, whoops, out of frame, the frame which I'm going to use here. Okay, it's coming together. Get this out the way now. Alright, that's trash. Alright, and oh, I forgot this part. Let me run this through real quick. And you can see, nice imprint. Alright, And this is going to be completely covered. Saved a little paper. Okay, let's set all these pieces aside for now. And I'm going to go, not you yet, and do some stamping on the inside. The inside is just going to be the lady gnome and her watering can and some sentiments. Get everything up here. Okay, so the rest I've already shown you how to use the Stamp-A-Majig, so I'm going to just go through it, and then I'll do the watercoloring, which I've shown a couple of times. There'll be a video link down below which shows you a little bit slower how to do the watercoloring, but it's very easy and very simple. So I'm just going to go through and put the card together. that's the finished card, and you may have noticed I ran into a little bit of problem with the coloring. That's because my water cup that I use for my watercoloring had a little bit of water in it. I didn't realize that at first. So where's one? My pencils were wet at the end and all the color came up. It was a huge mess, but I did the best I could. So that's why the coloring is a lot deeper on this than this one, because there was so much extra pigment that I had to deal with. Also, I should have done the blending on this before I adhered it to the black, but because it's black it didn't show, and I was able to fix that. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'd like to thank my brother David for the music that he provides for the channel, and I'd like to again wish Meli a happy birthday, and I hope she enjoys the card. Take care, everyone.